Hello everyone. Today we are starting the fifth unit. In that fifth unit, we will be studying about business and artificial intelligence. The artificial intelligence we will be discussing in detail here. And maybe you have heard a lot about this artificial intelligence in the recent years. And you have seen many movies based on this artificial intelligence, and many articles have been written about this artificial intelligence. And some scientists believe that artificial intelligence will take over many human jobs in the future. And for your understanding, so that for easy understanding, what I'll do is I'll take some of the movie names which some of you have seen that those movies. The movie name called in India, movie name called Indiran, or a robot, where you've seen that the scientist in that movie who has developed a robot. That robot will in that movie it was doing just like a human being, and it was doing all what an human could do in that movie here. It was walking and delivering something to that scientist, and giving the rose to the child, and to cooking and all sort of things it was doing it. And maybe you enjoyed that movie, and the movie was based on artificial intelligence here. And some of the, in the Hollywood also, in the English movies, okay, they've made a number of movies here. They've made a movies way back from 1927 or 28 something. From that year they started making many movies based on artificial intelligence here, intelligence. So today we will discuss about that artificial intelligence, and some of the applications of that artificial intelligence here, and the domain of artificial intelligence. The first is artificial intelligence is a field of science and technology based on disciplines such as computer science, biology, psychology, linguistics, mathematics, and engineering. And the goal of this artificial intelligence is to develop a computer that can simulate the ability to think as well as see, hear, walk, talk, and feel like a human being. The major thrust of this artificial intelligence is the simulation of computer functions normally associated with human intelligence, as reasoning, learning, and problem solving. And there are three domains of artificial intelligence, that is cognitive science, robotics, and natural interface. In the cognitive science, it is an area of artificial intelligence. It is based on research in biology, neurology, psychology, mathematics, and many allied disciplines. Robotics, again, artificial intelligence. It's a domain area of artificial intelligence. It includes engineering and psychology. This technology produces robot machines with computer intelligence and computer controlled human-like physical capability. And third one is natural interface, that it includes the development of natural languages and speech recognition. They are the major thrust of artificial intelligence here. Because why speech recognition and natural language is important is we want a machine to understand the human languages here. Human languages means not all the languages at present. In the future, the scientists are trying hard to make a machine to understand all the languages of human being here. And speech recognition, then they can understand the voice of a person here, right? We will give an example for you to understand this third one here, right? And here you've seen that if you're driving a car, or if your father is driving a car here. So every time when you're driving it, if you want to switch on audio, or open up a window, or open up the roof window, or turn on AC, or adjust the seats, or equator, or adjust the temperature, or just air conditioning in the car, and all of these things here, where he has to manually operate all of those things here. Whereas, let's say you have a car is in a mobile number. Where you have one car is there which is quite popular nowadays here, and it is made by one China company, but it is basically an England based company bought by the Chinese here. The company name called MG. It's a Morris Garage, and they manufactured a car name called MG Hector, which is popular. It's an SUV car, um, priced in the range from 13 lakh to 22 lakhs or something else here. There, they labeled their car as a human thing or something, right? And internet-based car like that. They named it or they labeled it like that here. What is that internet car or human-like thing or something else? In the car, if you get into the car here, so you can go on driving it. You can drive it yourself. And but these functions, these things, what I just said, that is a turn on an AC or close the window or adjust the temperature, open up the roof, everything you can go on talking to that computer system that is there in that car here. Then that car itself will automatically do all of these things here, right? So that device is whatever that is kept in that car here, right? It will understand the speech of a driver, and it will understand it, and it will go on functioning it on its own here, right? That is what is called speech recognition systems here, right? That's one of the use of that here. Next one is we have one more like that. There are many applications are there. One of that application of that is we will discuss is in the banking sector here. Recently, as because of this COVID-19, the government asked the banks to give a loan moratorium for 3 months here. That is, the customers were bought or were having a loan from the banks here. They don't have to pay the EMI for 3 months here. They can postpone it. That is the better. They can postpone the EMI here, right? So for another tenure like that, they can postpone it here. So when the government asked the banks to give it, finally it is the decision of the banks to give the moratorium to the customer here. They can give it and they can completely reject it also. It is their choice here. Some of the banks decided to give a moratorium for some customers here, but based on different criteria. Here, the criteria what they've used was, they're not given moratorium for all the customers here. They've given moratorium only to the customers who are credit worthy or who are paying EMI on time. For them only the government has, them only the bank has given a moratorium. In that case, in that case, I also got a loan from HDFC Bank. I want to know whether I was eligible for this moratorium, something else here. Where in that COVID-19, as you know that you can't talk to the bank people to get this, to get what I want to know about my loan here. So what they've done is there was a what is this called virtual assist thing was there in that website here. That virtual assist, what you have to do is you have to log into that company website and you can go on chatting with that virtual assistant. That virtual assistant will go on giving the answers for you. That is what you are looking for. In that again, I type that I type my loan account number, and I want to know. I go on typing like this. I want to know about whether I was eligible for this moratorium or something else. Then it started giving an answer itself here. I don't have to talk to an executive to get an answer here. On that website, and I got everything what I was looking for, and I did even apply for that moratorium also. So this is a wonderful applications here. And again, in that also, let's say it is used for many other things here. Let's say I want to know about my credit card bills and how much I paid in the last month, how much it is due, and whether there is a fine on my credit card bills, or I have to pay any interest on it or something else here. So that is yes, and that's about the example of artificial intelligence in the banking industry. Now we can take one more example that is maybe quite interesting for you. We can, many of the world airlines companies, they are using artificial intelligence to efficiently run their business here. As you know that airline business is one of the difficult businesses in the world. Very few airline companies are making money, where most are losing money in that business because of many other reasons here. We don't want to get into that. We will only study about the uses of artificial intelligence here. It is used in many areas in that airline business here. One area is in the ticketing system. As you know that, airline tickets, if you log into makemytrip.com or Yatra or any other websites to book a flight from one place to other place here, you've seen that every hour or every day, every hour or every minute, the flight rate changes here. You may be wondering why it is changing every minute or why it is changing every hour or something else here. The airline ticket pricing, it is done or it is calculated on many things here. Right, one may be that change in the oil prices, because airline fuel, what they are using, let's say the cost of airline business is, let's say, have 30 to 35%. The airlines are paying for the. So that major cost for an airline is the fuel cost itself here. There is a aviation turbine fuel. So it is account to almost 36 to 38% or something else, right? So they are continuously monitoring the crude oil prices here. As you know that crude oil prices changes every hour or every day based on the supply and demand. As you know that, before the COVID, the prices was at $60 per barrel or something else. Now it is come down to 28. Someday it was even 25, 22, like that it was there. It changes every day, and this is also taken into account while pricing the airline tickets. And next, it is based on the distance traveled and on the date of purchase, because usually there will be a huge demand for the tickets. There is airline tickets on the weekends or on the holiday season or national holiday, something else. It's based on that also here, and based on the competition here, there is how many airlines are offering the services between different cities here. If there are too many, there are number of airlines are offering that airlines in that, obviously because of the competition. So some airlines have to reduce the prices here to attract a customer. And it's based on the brand value of an airline here. Brand value means there are airlines out there where there are high brand values. There is a Singapore Airlines, or British Airways, something like that, or Lufthansa. They have very high brand values there, which they have built over many years. Because of that, they can charge a little extra from the customers here, right? So like that, there are many other parameters that are considered for this here. So again, doing it manually, considering all this factor to price a ticket manually, it takes a lot of time. That's why artificial intelligence, which will do it in a very easy way. That's why airlines are using artificial intelligence software here, which automatically uses all these parameters to price a ticket here, right? And this is one of the example of this artificial intelligence. And one more is Alexa, that you heard of it, that some of you are using it, and some of you have seen the ad of that Alexa here, that you know it already, right? These are some of the uses of artificial intelligence in business.